In this video, we're going to be showing you the best way to save high quality images for our handheld GoPrinter so that you print the best quality that you can. And it's pretty easy, so let's get into it. Okay, so we're here in our Illustrator, and the first thing that I did was open up a page at 300 dpi, and this was to relation to the size of our printer. So we have got the full 1-inch printer, which means you can do a whole 2.5 centimeters tall while printing. Obviously, the length is dependent on how long your artwork is. Now, how did we get to this artwork? So I was just going to use our built-in AI generator tool from AI. Now, it's just a matter of being on the front page and you go here and you select generate vector. What I did was I clicked on that, and then as you see in the top right here, I just typed in a prompt. And all we want is literally just a silhouette, which is one color. As you can see, after it generated, it gave me a few options. And we've got quite a few good options. However, we do not have a multi-color printer. So all of these options here are not going to work unless it's completely one color. So if I had to go and remove the grays and the whites, you would only have these black pieces here, and that's not going to show you what this is. So we have decided to go with the most simplest one, where it has mostly black and you can actually see what it is. From there, we can go and add some text. So depending on what you're actually doing, you can add another picture, but here we're just going to add some text just to make it something different. And there we go. I've gone ahead and just typed something very small and random. I'm going to make it much bigger. And don't worry about your orientation. You can make it as weird and wonderful as possible. Unless the customer requires it to be orientated correctly, then do so. So even if you make them a bit skinnier, doesn't really matter. This is just to show you how to save it correctly. Now that we've got our texture, this is still text. Now what we need to do is turn it into outlines, because otherwise the printer is just going to notice this as a block of nothing. Maybe just a block of black, and you won't be able to see any text. So right click on it once it's selected and you say create outlines. Now it is a vector, the same as our astronaut. Now that we've got that, the next part is actually just saving it. So we're going to select it, all of it. We're going to go to File on the top left. We're going to go to Export, Export as, and we're just going to name it as Astro. Resave over this one. Make sure that it's a PNG, and once you say export, we'll just overwrite that one. And then this is where you need to just pay attention a little bit. We want the highest quality so that it's the correct size when we go to the printer. Now, as an example, if for instance you go and pick 72 ppi, once you push save, when you go to your printer and you load your artwork, it will literally just be a third of the original size. And when you try to make it bigger in your GoPrinter, it then distorts it and makes it pixelated. So you want to save it to the highest ppi possible so that it is full size. Now that that's done, we're going to say OK, and it's saved. But what if you do not have Illustrator like I do? Well, everyone should have Paint pre-installed on their Microsoft computer. So we're going to open up Paint and we'll do a different set of artwork and show you how to save that. Okay, so here we are in Paint. Now I went ahead and went to Google and I found a picture of a mango. And I went ahead and also just typed in this text here. And we also made sure that we had selected our mango. And once we had selected the mango, we went ahead and got rid of the background, remove background. Once that occurs, then you actually have a PNG background, which is what you're looking for. Now, if you don't know if it's correct, you go all the way to the right-hand side here, where it shows you layer 1. Or if that panel does not pop up, you can go ahead and click on layers there on the top middle next to Copilot. That will show you your layers here on the right, and then you should see a checkered block occurring there in the background of your actual image. That's how you know that it's a PNG background. Once you've got that, we're just going to go ahead, make sure that we've selected, or right click and just say select all. We'll move it to the middle of the page that we have. Again, make sure that you make it to the correct size of this page. Otherwise, it might not be the right size when you go to your GoPrinter. So once you've selected it, you're just going to go File, Save As, and again, we're going to go PNG, and we're going to go ahead and just save over the mango. And there it is there. Now that we've done saving it in 2 different places, let's go ahead and take our memory stick where we've saved them to, plug them into the printer, and then start actually showing you how it prints. Go ahead, grab your stylus because it's much easier to use it with the stylus. First, we're going to go to Edit. Okay, make sure that we've got nothing here. If you do have something here, just click on it and just go ahead and push Delete so that you can clear this page. Now we go to More, we go to Image, we go to USB because that's where it's saved. We go Open, and the first one we're going to go ahead and test is our mango. And we're going to go ahead and say Open again. And as you can see, there it is there. If you want to change the size, this is where you're going to do it right now. And all you got to do is just make it smaller by 10% increments until you're happy. Otherwise, what we do is we just go ahead and say OK. And now we can see the actual size of it. If you see that it's going below this area here, that means it's not going to print. Just go ahead and move it around until it's in the middle of that screen. Now that it's there, if you really want to make it smaller, you can go ahead and push Edit, and then again go and change the size's height and your width. But if you're happy with where it is and you're happy with the size, the next thing we do is just go ahead and push Print. Well, that was pretty good. Now I want to test out our astronaut, which came from Illustrator. What we do now is we head to the X, we exit out of this, we go ahead and push Delete. Don't worry, it won't delete it completely off the printer. We go More, we go Image, we go USB, we say Open, and we go to Astro PNG. We say Open, and as you can see, there it is there. We're just going to go ahead and click that one, and its orientation and size is perfect. So now all we need to do is go ahead and just push Print. And again, make sure you put your printer down and you click the trigger twice until you can hear the second beep, and then print. Well guys, now we know how to save correctly and print at its best quality. Once you get to that stage, I'm just going to give you a little bit of advice. Please, once you're here, go ahead, unplug your memory stick. That's just so that you don't by accidentally knock it and damage this port. Now, you don't want to do that. But what if, when you print, you get streaks and ink missing from the print? That is due to the fact that your nozzle might be blocked. Well, we're going to show you 2 different ways how to fix that. We have here on our 1/2 inch, we've got our possibility of changing to our second nozzle, whereas on the 1 inch you've only got 1 nozzle. So while we're in our print, we go to our print set over here, we click on the cogwheel there, and we make our way down to printer. And as you can see here on the top, we've got left or right. Now if you've got an issue with your left nozzle where there's a streak, you just click here and then you click on your right nozzle. From here you go and print, and if you still get streaks and maybe it's even worse, then we are down to cleaning our nozzle itself. Our first option that we have is our optical wipes from AM, and these are primarily used to wipe our optical lenses and mirrors so that we can keep them clean. So we're going to use one of these to clean our nozzle. all we're going to do is give it a little bit of light pressure and just try and rub off all of that ink that's sitting on the top surface. And you might need 1 or 2 for these, or I'm just going to keep folding it until I get to a place where there's no ink. And we just put a little bit of light pressure and just try and get rid of all of that ink that's sitting on top that might be blocking that nozzle. Okay, now that we've cleaned it, we're going to go back to printing and see if we still get our streak. And there you have it. I see absolutely no streaks anymore compared to our last print. Well, there you go, guys. Optical wipes clean it really well. You saw how well it worked. However, if you've got an extreme amount of ink caked on that nozzle and optical wipes aren't working, our last recommendation is to use the UV wipes from AM. Now, I do want to give you a warning with these. Prolonged use of these, because they are so abrasive in terms of its chemical compound, you might destroy the nozzle. So we're going to always recommend using the optical wipes first. Now, after that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and get you one of these printers because they are absolutely fun and they do so much. So again, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
AI may eventually take over, but what's for certain is that smart machines are already operating all over the world right now. So stay ahead with AM.CO.za. For 11 years, they've been the leader in CNC and printing machines like CNC routers, large format printers, vinyl cutters, laser cutters, plasma cutters, DTF printers, and many more. Visit am.co.za showrooms in Sunny Rock, Joburg, and Montague Gardens, Cape Town, or WhatsApp hi to 060 600 6000 for more. am.co.za. Achievement matters.